Welcome back to What My Dad Does, and today I'm fitting architrave around an internal door frame. So let's see how we do that. So you've fitted your door lining, you've hung your door and everything's good. Now you want to fit your architrave. So the first thing to decide on is really what type of gap you want around your architrave to the door frame. You can have a tiny little gap or you can have a great big gap. Normally I determine it by the hinge. So on this door here, I've got large 4-inch fire hinges, and I find that actually this hinge sits quite a way back into this frame. It actually measures about 5mm. So if I did a 5mm gap round, my architrave is going to be really tight to the back of this hinge, and I don't want that. You can't paint it, and also it might rub and it might squeak. So what I'm probably going to do, I'm probably going to give it 7mm. So I would start with the head piece. I will measure this distance inside. I'll add on 7mm, add on another 7mm, and then I'm going to cut it at 45 degrees, splaying outwards. I'm going to cut this on a chop saw, which is, in my opinion, definitely the best way to cut anything second fix carpentry, skirtings, architraves, the like. But if you're just doing one set or one room or something, you probably don't want to invest in one. So you probably best off with a mitre block. But if you're doing more than a few rooms, I would definitely suggest invest in a chop saw. You're going to get a much better finish. So I'm going to go outside and cut that because this is MDF. Personally, I hate MDF dust. I always wear a mask, but if possible, I always cut it outside, especially in a place like this where people are still living here. I don't really want the dust inside. So I'm going to pop outside, cut my headpiece, and then I'll come back in and we'll look at putting that up. Okay, so I've cut the headpiece, as you can see, and what I've done, between this point and this point, I have marked the centre, just marked it on there in pencil. And then I've measured between here and marked the centre of that as well. And then I've measured 7mm up, 7mm up. So I can locate my centre bit on here to the centre bit on the frame, 7mm up, 7mm up, and I know that that is in the right place. I also tend to put the nails in on the floor, and then when I hold it up here and I've got it in place, it's just a case of hammering those down to hold it there. Don't hammer them right in at the moment. Leave them just proud, centimetre proud or whatever, just so if it's not quite in the right place, we can easily take that back off. So I'm going to hammer this in and then we'll measure the leg and cut the leg. Okay, so the next thing to do is to measure from the floor to this point, and then we need to cut that with an outward angle. Again, at 45 degrees. So again, I'm going to pop outside, I'm going to cut that out this length here, and then I'll come back and we'll look at fixing that bit. Okay, so here's the leg, cut at 45 degrees like we said, and if I offer it up, we can see that's going to be a nice joint. So the process now is I'm going to put some instant glue on here, some Mitafix, some super glue, and literally this stuff will go off in seconds and it will weld your fingers together or to the wood or to anything else. So be very careful when doing this. I'll probably actually put gloves on because I'd rather it welded the glove to it. But I have had it before, it's welded the glove to my finger. So just be very, very careful with this stuff, okay? It is strong super glue. But I put some on there and then I will stick that and make sure that that is a really good joint. I might not look too much at where the leg is, okay? But I'll make sure that's a great joint. I've already got my nails back in here again. Once that's gone off, just a few seconds, I will then put the first one in, and then I'll pull, by the look of it, this over very fractionally. But at least that will be a perfect joint. And you want to get it this way as well. This might be tighter to the wall than this. You know, you don't want it sticking out there. You want that to be a really, really nice joint. So I'm going to super glue that, stick it, and then put those nails in. And I say this stuff here goes off incredibly fast, and it is very strong. So you put the glue on first, do your activator, and then you need to get it on. I forgot to put my gloves on, but my hand is well away from that. That's a really nice joint. Just give it a few seconds and it will have gone off. So that's probably it. So I'm going to nail this first one in here. Okay, now I've marked down here my 7mm, so I can just need to come over just a fraction, and then down here, I don't think you can see me, but anyway, I'm going to just put that in. And that's it, that's a leg done. I've got a beautiful joint, and the leg, that's really tight back to the wall as well, so that's good. Last thing to do now is we want to pin this joint, because really you don't want this joint opening up. So one thing I find with MDF, if I put one of these lost heads in here, I find it always splits the MDF, which really annoys me. So what I tend to do now, believe it or not, is I do a sort of a half depth pilot hole, and only about like 1 millimetre before I put this nail in, so the nail goes through the bottom bit and doesn't split the top bit. So I'll do that, I'll get that drilled and put the nail in, and then that should be it. Right, so a very small drill bit. I'm just literally going to, and that's probably about half the depth of one of these nails, but it should, or does normally, stop it from splitting the wood, which is just like that. So that's perfect. So that's now got a nail right away down here to pin this corner. So in theory, this corner now shouldn't open up. And so that's it. I'm going to do the same to this other leg as I've done on this one. Once that's done, I'll nail all these home. I will then counter punch all of these as well, so it's ready for filling and then painting. With the back edge here, if there's a gap there, which there'll always be a gap there, but if there's much of a gap there, I always put painter's mate down there just in case this moves and stuff. But that's about it. If you would like to watch a video on how to fit skirting, there'll be one of those on my channel, so please check that one out. And I hope that helps, and best of luck, and I'll catch you on the next one.